Dr. James Heller. And now I'd like to direct your attention to our first match of this day on our streaming table, which is streaming live on AZB TV, and our two opponents for this match. First up from Germany, one of the younger players in the tournament, and the great player, Mr. Joshua Filler.
Hey, the young man mentioned.
One of New York's favorites, Mr. Tony Robles. Good luck.
All right, they did the introductions. These guys are going to lag for the break.
That was John Lehman.
All players out on the floor. Your matches should be.
Looks like Tony's going to win the break. Win the leg, rather. He's going to have this kid Joshua break, apparently. And we're going to see what he can do. We're still in the early stages of this tournament. It's a round-robin format still. There's, I believe, 7 players per group. Each player gets to play everybody else, so you get 6 matches before the knockout stage starts. You don't necessarily have to win, but you want to get a lot of points because in the end it comes down to your win-loss record, and if that happens to be a tie, it goes to the player who's got the most points. So you don't have to win the match necessarily. You'd like to, but if you get a high ball count, you still have a chance of getting in if you win a couple. So we'll see how these guys do right now.
Okay, Calimera from Astoria, Queens, as Tony Robles says. I didn't know he spoke Greek, but there it was on Facebook.
There you see the commentators right on your screen there. That is Gene Mann, you just heard. Hi, Gene.
Hygiene's important. You got to keep it clean.
Absolutely.
I can see we're starting right out of the gate here today, folks.
It's never too late.
Never too early either, apparently.
Right.
Well, in first matches of the morning, it may be too early. Pool is not an early morning sport. It's not like fishing.
Well, Earl would beg to differ with that. Earl's already out there running 6 miles. He's ready to rock and roll. It's all about fitness. What do you say, Mike?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and get into some.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we
Go ahead.
made a notice yesterday of the 2009 champion Stefan Cohen, who was svelte compared to last year, to my practiced eye.
Stealth.
Yeah, you got to be in shape, man. If you want to compete at a high level, you got to run around the table all day long. You play match after match. You really don't have time, to sit down and relax. You got to be on top of your game. And Tony made a little tactical error right there, judging where he was going to go into the pack, and he didn't get a shot afterwards. So we're going to see him take a foul, I think, right here. It's kind of hard to leave himself safe or to get something productive from a safety right here.
The opening, when you win the lag and your opponent breaks, it's not necessarily Christmas morning. It's a really rough shot most of the time. And I understand on the 10-footers, the old guys used to prefer to break, like in snooker, rather than get that opening long shot with one thing out, and you're going to get stuck. And
okay, there's the scratch I was talking about. It puts Joshua in a situation where he's got to think about something. And right away he puts him back on one.
Joshua, by the way, is the #1 junior champion in Europe. We got word yesterday in the booth here from a couple of people roaming around, you know how small the pool world is, that this young man makes Jason Shore look like he's in neutral as far as speed shooting.
Wow.
I want to see this. I want to see him get out and start running some balls and see how fast he actually does shoot. Maybe in 10 ball, 9 ball, but how experienced is he in straight pool? Do we know?
Well,
as a junior,
he's smart so far. Playing the safe again off of Tony.
Yeah.
He knows Tony's on one. He can't keep this up. He's got one shot left, and he's got to make something happen.
plus the fact that in Europe they have such a great pool background, and and they have government subsidies. They have highly organized clubs.
So, I mean, it's really saying a lot when you're the #1 junior in Europe.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's a nice title.
All right, so Tony was fortunate enough to have a good shot off the 13 to come straight back into the stack. We're not sure exactly what this kid can do from here. It looks like he's frozen on a 14. He doesn't want to go up table. He really can't play the same shot Tony just played. He's in a bit of a spot right here. I was going to say, you might see him take a foul intentionally. Because he really has no place to put the cue. He's going to try and go up with a little bit of right-hand spin, it looks like, off the 14. He's going to push him open pretty good if he tries that. Well, he's going to just play a little safety in a 4.
He got there, but
pushed out to 13. That could be an experience.
This could be a 100-ball run.
Could be.
Yeah, well, you have to. In a safety battle between a teenager and Tony Robles, you have to like Tony, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I think he gets the edge.
Experience absolutely counts.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying as a junior. But
Hey.
You said it. I mean, from the opening gate, he played the right shot. He played the opening safe back-to-back with Tony.
So, yeah, I mean, that safety he just played there, I wouldn't have tried to for a safe. Like I said, I would have fouled. Take the foul. It's still in the beginning of the match. It's, 0-0, so to speak, and you still got the whole match to get that point back. And you don't automatically give up, like you said, it could be a 100-ball run right here.
Yeah. And Tony, I guess Joshua and Tony, but I know for a fact that Tony's been hitting some straight pool quite a while now. It was for months now.
Right. I was watching him at Amsterdam a couple of Thursdays ago.
Actually, on his table at home, he had it double shimmed and is practicing straight pool on it. Besides regular pool rooms throughout the area.
Yeah, he moved out to Long Island recently. I think he's in Wantor.
Yeah.
He's 2 towns over from me, which is great for me. Because when I start hitting him again, I'll be knocking on Tony's door for a little competition.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick his brain.
All right, guys, I'll be right back. You got it. I'll update the score when I get back. I got to talk to a couple people.
All right, it looks like he's trying to play the 11. He might play the 9-15 combination.
That's what it looks like.
From where he started, he might play safe off the 7. Oh, he did off the 14. Good shot, but you figure he had an open shot. He should have got more than just a 1 ball.
It's a funny thing that we kind of pump this one as this, the young man being fast player. There's going to be a speed match from his side, and here we are trading safes.
Exactly.
So, by the way, Mike, I want to ask you about player speed. How much are you affected by opponents' speed of play? Does a really slow player drive you nuts? Or
No, I don't really care what my opponent's doing. Because the way I look at it, I'm not really playing my opponent. I'm playing the table. So when has his turn, he can go as slow or as fast as he wants. I'm not going to let that affect my speed or my rhythm during the game, because if you start letting that happen, then he has control.
Right.
And the game's hard enough as it is. If you give someone else control over it, you got to try and maintain control of the table and at least control your emotions and such. So, to me, it doesn't really doesn't affect me. Tony looks like he gave up a shot. We're going to get to see this kid run some balls, it looks like.
I think so.
Looks like he's going to get on the 9 ball right here. Good shot. Open up the 15. So far, the only real break shot he's got is going to be the 7. which shouldn't be too difficult to produce. You can get the 5 out now, roll up, play the 2. Because leaving the 5 for your key ball could be tricky. He'd have to leave.
That's really close, yeah.
Well, I was going to say he'd have to leave the 10, 5, and then 7 for his triangle, which we talked about a bit yesterday. The triangles, the last 3 balls you want to leave on a table, they really want to form a triangle so you can play a stop shot, almost a stop shot, and be right on your break shot. He's going to play the 11-10-5 too, it looks like. Although he did come, well, I don't know if he can hold it. He might be able to hold the 5. The cue for the 5 next. Yeah, he's pretty good from there, I think. Yep, he can get past the 2. He should have no problem getting on the 7. A little bit more angle than he wanted, but should be okay. He does have to stretch a little bit. Always makes the shot more difficult. There you go. Perfect. With the new cloth and it's still sliding, it's easy to get position. All right, so Joshua Filler is going to get most of the points here for the first rack. They both had scratches, so I think Tony's going to be at 0 and Filler's going to be at 13. I believe. We're going to get that score updated to you as soon as the players post it. And there you go. The 8 comes out nice. The 4 and 3 are a little tricky there. I don't know if they line up for the combination. I don't think I'd break them out now. He's got to get that 6 out of there, which I believe he just called. Did he call the 6?
No, I think he was looking to get down to the 14 is what he was sighting along.
I think he is playing the 6.
He is, okay. Yeah, looking the other direction.
All right, he's going to have to work a little bit to create some kind of break shot. He might come up into the 14 right now, maybe split that in an eyeball to produce a little. There's a decent shot. That worked out. You still got to break out the 4 and 3, unless the 3 that combo goes the 4-3. It looks like it's pretty close to going. He can cut the 4 and put that down, no problem. He's just going to pick around the rack. He's a young kid, but he doesn't look like he's flustered at all. He looks like he's in control. Looks calm and collected so far. Yeah, that was a pretty dead combination. I think if this kid stays with the game, a lot of people in Europe and over here are going to be in trouble.
Notice he's a left-hander, so he cleared away the opposite side of the table first, away from his break shot. Now works this side.
He's got to come 2 rails behind the 1. Nice shot. He just throw this back pretty much to where it is now. He might have a bit of an angle, but he should be okay. Yeah, he had a force.
Yeah, he had to come out.
No big deal, and he puts down another rack. score is going to be Tony Robles 1, Joshua Filler 25. Quick race to 100. Tony could be in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, you don't have to win every match because it's not the elimination part yet. But Tony desperately wants to get more than one ball. Because if it does come down to your win-loss record and you're tied with somebody, it's going to go based on the amount of balls you made.
Right. Last year when it was 5 games each on the round robin, in most of the brackets there were 3 players at 3-2, and some went forward and some did not, and it was based entirely on ball count.
Right. Yeah, that could put Tony in a tricky spot if he only gets the one, and this kid runs out on him.
Tony's got 1 and Joshua's got 25 at this point.
Yep.
Wow.
He's still got to go into the stack a little bit. And I think he just kind of went between shots. I would have played maybe the 2, or the 4 rather, to get into him. Or roll it a little further and play the 8. He might have a bit of an angle on the 4 and draw it into the 9. It didn't really come apart too well. Play to 3. Reposition the 8 a little bit. Nice shot. So he's almost got what I like to call the circle of death right there in the center. When you get all the balls in kind of a little bit of a circle and none of them go anywhere,
Right.
It's kind of hard to pick them apart. But he did play a combination. Good shot. He's still kind of stuck, really. He's got doesn't have much of a break shot. He can play to 2 right now and push out to 15. Because if he hits it full enough, he'll have a shot on the 8. Or if he comes off the 15 up top a little bit, he might have a cut on the 1. He might get above the 6. No, 6 might go past the 1. That's going to give him a good break shot, too, at the 15. A little low, but he'll be able to play it. I think if anybody out there had any kind of question as to whether or not this kid can play, that question should be answered by now.
Well, just because we were talking about point totals in a round robin, I checked. Joshua only got 14 points off of Jason Shaw. Big surprise. Who gets so many points off Jason Shaw? So, again, these high and low point totals in a loss can be very important when we go to deciding who's going to be here on Thursday.
Right. I'm going to force this forward 1 rail. Get up on the 11. We don't want to go too far. Don't want to go too far. Now he's got to pound it. A little bit of center ball,
Yeah.
touch of bottom left, and come back across the table. He might be able to go forward 2 rails.
It's hard to do when you're on a rail like
Yeah,
that.
that's the other
He
part.
might elect to take the 15 and try to play 10-point position.
No, he can't do it from here.
No.
He can
Spin
play
2 rails back and around.
He can play the 11 forcefully with a high ball and curve around the 15, 2 rails. He's not going to have ideal position, but at least you're striking the top of the cue ball, and from where he is on the rail, now he's got a decent shot. He can get to the bottom of the cue. He wants to stay in the stack. See, that's a good sign of knowledge right there, but he overdid it a bit.
Did he drip out?
Yeah, he rolled through. And Tony's breathing a big sigh of relief right now.
Yeah.
But again, that shows that this kid can think. You know, how many people would try to play and get in the stack from where he was? He looked at what he had, and that was it.
Did Joshua get the whole rack there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And now he's going to have to play safe. So that's going to leave him with 39, I believe.
39 to 1.
And Tony's got one. Tony doesn't care that he has one. He's not worried about the score because he knows if he can just start hitting them, you know, he'll run 100. He'll put some points on his side. I don't want to scratch though.
No, he's okay.
Yeah, it was good. That was close. I think you're going to see Phillip play off the 15. A little bit of left-hand spin and try and come back to where he is. And again, he doesn't want to scratch. He hit it a little hard, and he stuck it out there a little bit. Tony can see it. Very difficult shot from here. And based on the fact the kid just ran 30-something balls, he might not want to try and attempt this. If he can see the 14, he might play the same type of shot, push it up table, and just get behind the stack. Yeah, he played the same shot off the side.
Right, it was
good shot.
No sense trying to take that long shot from the corner pocket.
No.
that was lots of work and no payday.
Right. That would be what I like to call dumb, because it's just like you said. There's no reward for it. All right, these guys are going to play a little safety game here. Tony might come off the 14 and keep playing that same shot. He's going to look. Maybe the 8 goes in off the 4. It's hard to see from our angle.
This is really a wonderful matchup because even though Tony's a young, he's a kid. He's in his 40s, right? He's still got 25 years about experience on this young man, and here they are in a safety battle.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, Tony hit that one pretty good. He hit that one really good because now he can't see. Joshua can't see the 7, let's say, to play that same shot again. He might play it off the 8, but now you're going to risk putting stuff in play. Well, I think he wanted to nick the 12. Now that gives Tony a great opportunity right here. I think he played a 15 and a side and get position on the 2.
Right, yeah, isn't it? I call this considerate because if my opponent's going to drop the white ball, leave me something up this end of the table so I can. None of this 9.5-foot stuff or 9-foot stuff.
Well, just be glad that the guy did miss.
Yeah.
Or he made a mistake. He scratched. There you go. Tony's got a good spot right here to push him wide open.
Cross over and don't, block the pocket.
There you go. He can play the 7.
Yeah.
He's got the 7. He's got the 6. He's got shots. He's got a little cluster down here he's got to deal with, but everything looks like it goes. And if he plays the 6 right now, he can nudge out the 11, break that open a little bit. Going to him from here, he's got a lot of choices.
Oh,
wow, that was surprising. That's weird. Every match we've seen so far on this TV table, a seasoned player is making, uncharacteristic mistakes. That's not the Tony you would expect. I mean, if I was playing him, he would have drilled that in and ran the set out on me. You know, he'd been at 100 already. I'd be sitting down drinking a beer by now. Yeah, Tony's not too happy with what he's doing so far. He's gonna give this kid, can't give this kid too many chances, you know.
Yeah, I figure that, Joshua missed the ball completely, left Tony ball in hand, 2 balls, set up shot in the side pocket, get all nice on the break.
I think he's overthinking it. He's overanalyzing. That's one of my faults too. You got a situation. There's only so many things you can do. Pick one and do it. Don't overwork the problem to death.
Well, I mean, 2 things that I find very dangerous: drinking and driving, and thinking and shooting pool.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if you think long, you're thinking wrong.
Right.
You know, there should be no thought process. You pick out your shot, your English and all that, and then shoot it. There's nothing else to think about. You know, that's one of the things I like to tell people if I'm trying to teach them a little bit. Give your opponent a chance to trip over his own brain. You know, because if they sit and think about something for a while, they're going to make a mistake. If they have nothing to think about and they're freewheeling, they're never going to miss. But as soon as they start thinking about stuff, make them work. Make them think about what they have to do. You know, you can trip up your own shot.
I can't remember who I first heard the expression from, but somebody or people call the little voice in your head that makes you miss, Herman. Herman. You got to shut off Herman.
Yeah. All right, he took a longer cut on this shot. I don't particularly like this shot. To me, it's a very thin cut. You're a little farther away. You should have no problem breaking up the pack.
But for whom?
Exactly.
You could be doing a very nice turn for your opponent.
Well, he's already gave Tony a few chances.
Yeah.
You know? So. And right now.
Well, he's halfway there.
Yeah, Joshua has 50. Tony Robles has 3. Good shot. It's a little bounce off that 9. Looks like the 15 will go.
Yeah.
Yeah, this kid's thinking too. I made a couple of mistakes against Tony Robles. You know, he's one of the top players around here, and I haven't been punished yet. So now he's got no fear. You know, typically you make a mistake against a top player, you might as well, go have a sandwich. Looks like he's going to play the 10 on the side. Got a pretty big pocket there with the 9 ball.
Didn't need to use it.
Nope. Isn't that weird, though? How many times have you had protection like that, and then you hit the point right between the ball and the pocket, and it doesn't go in? You think you can't get there, and you do.
So we have this big snooker table behind us. Funny thing is that, snooker pockets are so difficult, but the easier pockets on the snooker table are what they call the center pockets. Whereas on a pool table, I think the side pockets cause more grief than anything else.
Yeah. Well, in straight pool, though, typically those are almost your main pockets. The 2 up table, you really don't make any balls in. a small amount. You know, the bottom two, I guess the most percentage, and then the side pockets are just as high percentage-wise.
Yeah, I mean, you need to make balls in them. But
Yeah.
when you see misses, and we saw, I don't know how many misses we saw yesterday in the side pocket.
Right. But it is a wider pocket, though. And this kid's starting to string them again. He gets on the 11. He can play the 5 and get out. Yeah, roll forward just a bit. Get that 5 out of there. Ideally, he'd want to be on the 13, it looks like. Next, but he looks pretty straight. He might have to choose that as his key ball. A little out of position there. We can go forward one rail off the 14, it looks though. Good shot. He recovered well from that. Yeah, this is going to go down as not one of Tony's favorite matches, I don't think.
And he's picking, the young man is picking up the pace. Der Junge.
Hit that one kind of soft. He's got to play a combo, it looks like. I don't think he can see the 11. Well, once again, Tony's kind of happy. The kid's going to have the 4 on the side if he wants it. But what do you do from there? Does the 15-3 go?
He must think,
No.
ooh. Hey, what
Yeah.
pocket we were talking about?
That's the one.
Yeah, now that must, the way he played that rather than trying to come out, the combo must go. Except last time Tony was looking at a combo on this pocket. Yep.
And here's a little piece of advice for you players out there who want to try and learn the game. He's going to play the combination, but he's also going to play for another ball. He's going to play position to get on something else. A lot of times people just hit the shot, and make the ball, and then worry about what happens later. He's already worrying about it now. He wants to make sure he has another shot on something else after the 3 goes. So he's going to play position to get somewhere to have another shot. See, he's got the 8, he's got the 5, he's got the 10. It just doesn't going to, he's just not going to whack right through him. Smart move on Tony's part. He's straight in on the 10.
I think the 6 is clouding it, though. That's why he's taking the longer shot.
He's got to get the 8 out of there. He may play the 15, then the 4. We were talking a bit about that yesterday too. I mean, if you got balls up table, if you only got one, you got to plan to get it soon. If you got 2 or 3 up there, you got to plan to get all 3 while you're up there instead of going up and down. The 4 is not really up table, but he was there and he's going to take care of it now. He'll get him on the 8. which opens up the pocket for the 6
Right.
and 12. If he wants, he can try and go into the 14 here. He decides to pick around him again. He's going to play the 5. See, the only trouble with that kind of is now he's still going to have that kind of circle of death like I was talking
Right,
about.
right.
You know, unless the 9 goes. If the 9 goes, he's okay. Unless he wants to play the combination 7-14 maybe. But other than that, you can play the 6, then a 9 in the side. That'll work too. Yeah, I think he tried to go into him because now he's running out, like you said yesterday, he's running out of bullets.
That's right.
You know, you got to get in there somehow, and now he's got 2 shots left. It's that circle of death. You can't do nothing.
Yeah,
You can't do nothing with it. You know. Oh, I think he's going to play this and try and bend into him.
Yeah, he's queuing high. And
See, now
he's got to play that combination?
No, he might play the 9 in the side.
Huh.
I mean, from here it's hard to see how straight that combination is. He's looking at it, so must be pretty good. Oh, he might be playing a 9 if the 9 goes by the 13. Hard to see what he's going to do.
He's like 50-yard line. He can get in there. He can get the cue ball in there.
He's playing the 9 in the side.
Yeah.
Good shot.
Whoa,
Good
yeah.
shot. All right, good. And he ended up with a shot on the 14. That'll work. 10's going to be his key ball, or is it the 12? I think it's the 12. Good shot. Reposition to 7. Come one rail above the 12. He wants a bit of an angle. He wants a bit of an angle. Oof, he's straighter than he wanted to be. Yeah, hard to get where he wanted to get.
Right.
Ideally, he could have played a side shot, side pocket break shot, and clipped the bottom of the stack, maybe. But he did put some points on his side. He's not out of this match yet. Josh Filler is going to have 66, I believe. Tony Robles is going to have 15. Now Tony might try and force it one rail. This is kind of tricky because if he does make good contact with the stack, he could get stuck in there. Oh, bent down and caught the 2 a little bit. Oh, there's another good kiss off. He's got a shot on the 2. He can roll up and get on the 14. And then maybe get some kind of a break shot with the 10. But he's looking for a dead one. 15-4 might be dead. He could kind of pound this one with bottom and kind of break into him a little bit. But he's going to go forward a little bit. Easier shot. Have to see. It's kind of hard for us to see if that 4 is dead. He can come 2 rails under the 10 and break him with the 10. Perfect. I think he's going to come off the 8 and he's going to come off the 5 and come back down to the middle of the end table here. Oh, he went right through it. Good shot. Broke him out. He's got a shot on the 6.
Yeah, thank you. I was saying thank you, 6 ball.
Yeah.
Little fellow traveler there, kind of following along the cue ball. Very nice.
Gotta stroke this one a little bit. Gotta come out 2 rails. Good hit. But he's still got that little group of balls right there in the center that he's got to deal with. The 3 might go. 3 might go past the 1. If that happens, he can get on that right now.
That's what he's playing for.
Oh, he can play the 7 and get on a 3. If he doesn't want to go into the 3 right now. He's going to hit the 11. He's going to go up table a little bit.
No, he's going for it.
Yeah, he might push out the 15 as a good break shot. 7 is a little high. He doesn't have to hit this one that hard. He's still got to work on that 11-1, which he might be able to hit right now with the 7.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's the mistake. If you miss it, you know, what are you going to have? If you missed it low, he's got what he's got, nothing. If you missed it high a little bit, or on the other side, he would have a shot on the 8. But now he might have to play his 15 right now. He's playing the
No.
4.
No, he's shooting. Yeah, okay. He doesn't want to shoot away that break ball because it's kind of hard to see how you make another one.
True. He hit that one
And on
pretty
the
good.
pro side, yeah, they're
He hit that one
they're
pretty
being
good.
very kind up there.
All right, he's going to play his key ball right now and then go into the 11. Oh, he missed
Oh,
the 13.
yeah.
See, this is not the Tony we all know. Yeah, Tony's disappointed right there. He's going to leave Filler a shot on the 1. I don't think he can see the 8. Not
Yeah.
the easiest shot either, but you figure your opponent just missed. You're going to jump up and, you know, put it right down. Eight, 11, 13. Kid's going to get back on the table here. Like I said, even when he let Tony at the table, you know, he's not being punished for it. Tony's just not playing up to speed right now. Tony's going to have 24. And Josh is going to have 71. While they're racking, I'm going to give a quick shout out to my guys at Wild Eyes Creations. Joe and Wes, they're making some excellent products. They got new items back on the market. They're cue holders and such. Pocket chalkers, t-shirts. Give them a call. Wild Eyes Creations, and tell them Finger sent you. Good shot. He's got the 14 right now to go back into him. Oof. Well, a little fortunate the 10 ball is sitting right there for him. Got the 10, he's got the 7 in the side. I think he played a 10, roll up. Pushes out the 5, good shot. I think he plays the 5 here with a high ball, goes back into him again. Oh, he just clipped out the 11. Well, yeah, it looks like he can play the 2. That'll go into him again. He's going to play the 7, it looks like. Clear out the 3. Give himself a better angle on the 11, maybe. Easy to get on the 2. Yeah, Tony is in trouble. He can force through this a little bit. Push out a break shot. He came back. He's still got to create something.
That's right.
He can play the 6 and then the 2 as a side pocket if he wants. He can maybe push the 8 down under the pack right here. Come at it from underneath. He pushed the 1 down. Yeah, he's going to have to use the 1. And he looks to be in pretty good shape to get there. Stop on a 2 right there, roll the 8 in, and get on the end rail. You can just roll this forward a little bit and get right in the middle of the numbers.
So it wasn't that he was racing around the table, but that was a 2-minute rack.
Yeah.
He didn't have major problems, but he was thoughtful, but they disappeared pretty quickly.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have any fear, this kid. And look, he's shooting before Tony's even gone.
Okay, it's the balls on the table.
Perfect shot. He needs the whole rack plus the break ball, but he does not need to go into the stack again. So he can leave the 7 as his break shot if he wants. Oh, he played that kind of soft. He's lucky the 14 came out. Wow. Got to move the 15. That's the key right here for this whole rack. Is getting that 15 out of the way. Yeah, he doesn't like where he is. Wow, and he pulled that right in the side pocket.
Poof.
Wow. Well, this is it for Tony. This is it for Tony. He's got to take advantage right now. Yeah, Tony needs 76. Josh Fuller needs 15. 16, I believe.
Right.
Well, minus whatever he made so far.
Right.
So he doesn't need much. He needs, I think, 1 rack. Tony, on the other hand, needs 5 racks.
4 down, 89, so he's got 88, I believe.
He's going to go into him with the 8. Yeah, they're kind of tied up in the center right there. Like I said, he's got that group of balls right there. He can go into him right now, but he's trying to figure out what he's going to have next, which is always good. Always good to have an insurance ball. The 2 ball looks like it went far enough. He can play the 2 next. He's got the 11, but that's a harder shot. Now he's got to get the 3 out of there because he's got to make room in that pocket. He might be able to play the 12 right now past the 3. That'll open everything up. I like kind of going into the 10 right here. Yeah, he wanted to play it. He wants to play the 10. Tough shot up the rail. He comes forward first. He'll play the 13 or the 5. Might be able to go into the 10 from there. Oh,
Look at that.
Yeah, that's not the Tony we know.
Thinking while shooting.
Yeah, like I said, you know, you start thinking too much, you trip yourself up. Tony's kind of glad right now it's the round robin stage, because playing like that later in the week, if he makes it, you know, there's no safety net. Yeah, he's gonna. Oh, he came a little too far. I think he wanted to play the 13 and push out the 5. Not sure if he can still do it. He might play the 9-5 and then the 2 is a break shot. We've seen that a lot this week.
A little lower down and against the rail, and we've had him skipping up into the upper right-hand corner pocket with amazing regularity.
Right.
Here is a half diamond further up and again away from the rail.
Yeah, he played it soft. He knew he was going to go up table, and he got fortunate to push out the 14. And now the 6 is kind of funny, but he can come down. It looks like he can play down to the end rail and use the 6 to go back into him. He doesn't need too many. He's got 93 plus whatever he made so far.
Okay, there's a 6.
Exactly. He only needs a few. Well, that didn't really work out too well for him. Wow. The table's kind of breaking open a little funny. It looks. He's upset. He's got nothing now. And you figured he was out for sure.
And making the second ball on a stroke is almost never a bonus. It would be much better if it hung
up
there and, you know, let you come back.
Right. He can thin the 3 and just come back up onto the 8. I don't think he'll leave him anything.
Here you are playing for 3, and you're looking at a safety.
Right. Looks like he's just going to play to the end rail. Well, Tony's going to look at that 7 ball. He's going to play safe off it, but I can't tell how on the 8 ball is. If he can play the 12, or the 10 rather, push the 8 into the 7. No, it must not be on, so he's not playing it. Simple safety. It's going to leave Joshua a simple safe too on the 8. Tony can play off the 10 and get back to where he is now. But he might leave him something. No, he didn't get there. Nope, left him a 7. He might have left a 9-10 combo as well.
To the 8-1. Now he's going to do the 1 now.
You might only need the 8.
Yeah, now that, right. This is it.
He missed it.
Look at, oh,
it looked like it rolled
yeah,
out.
Those upper pockets have been very, very friendly.
Yeah, he missed it. It looks like it, but
Yeah.
anyway, he missed it inside the pocket. That's
Right,
what happened,
right.
So, all right, Tony Robles loses his first match of the day against Joshua Filler from Germany. Kid played very well. He missed a couple of times, like you would expect, but Tony played much worse than that, and he didn't capitalize. So we're going to retool. We're going to be back in a second. I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back.
There you have it, folks, right there in front of you. The score 100-39. We want to thank the commentators that were sitting in for this match. There they are right on your screen. Mikey Fingers, Gene Mann sitting in the booth, taking the helm. We'd love to have him here. Once again, we'd like to thank Molinari Glove. We also want to thank Viking.